I'm Adam Manis.
And I'm Peter Martin.
And you're listening to the You'll Hear It podcast.
Music explored.
Jazz explored even?
Sometimes we circle back.
That's right. Brought to you today by Open Studio. Go to openstudiojazz.com for your jazz lesson needs. I brought that back, Peter, because we're bringing it back to a little bit of our roots here.
Yes.
A little bit of a straight up, straight ahead jazz trio album by the name of Waltz for Debby by the great Bill
Do not
Evans
adjust your dials. We are jazz musicians. In case you're new on the You'll Hear It bandwagon, first of all, where have you been?
Yeah.
What have you been listening to?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's a great Rihanna record. We should get off of this
My
Bill Evans stuff and go.
Umbrella, Ella. That one? Okay.
Yeah.
But this record, I think, it somehow hasn't quite made it onto the Mount Rushmore of crossover for people that like, you know, the kind of people that have just a couple of jazz albums. Like, they're very classy people, but they're not like big into jazz, but they would of course have Kind of Blue.
This is on the cusp though.
Yeah, and I think actually it's in more collections than we think for that.
Probably.
This is such a great combination of jazz piano trio nerddom for sure, but also very accessible, pleasant sounding, dare I even say, and this is not an insult, boring coffeehouse jazz. This is maybe the greatest boring coffeehouse jazz record of all time.
Before we get into the album, though, just want to let everybody know, we're going to do, in the next couple of weeks here, a mailbag episode.
Yes.
So we want to hear from you. You can go to you'llhearit.com and you can leave us a voice message. Speak-pipe. Remember those? Speaking of callbacks. You could also send us an email.
Yeah.
Mailbag@you'llhearit.com is the address.
Yeah, you can send a question. You can send a video question. You can send an audio question if you're sophisticated, or you can just type in your question. Don't send it by the mail, though, because the regular USPS.
Not going to get it.
We don't know if it's going to get here.
We definitely won't get it. This is such a great album, and it's an amazing story, too. This is one of the last albums in this run by this great trio of Bill Evans, Scott LaFaro, and Paul Motian. And this was recorded June 25th, 1961 at the famed Village Vanguard Club.
7th Avenue South,
Yeah.
West Village, Greenwich Village, New York City.
Yeah, not controversial to say this is probably the greatest jazz club in the world.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's pretty much universally
I wouldn't
agreed.
argue with you.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would. And I say that it was recorded Sunday, June 25th, 1961, because actually 2 albums were recorded this day. Sunday at the Village Vanguard, which is not this album, and Waltz for Debby. So this is
the same Sunday, though.
Same Sunday, same day. Those 2 now like classic albums were recorded live. So this is actually a live album, which you almost wouldn't know by the cover and the title.
Right. And there's even parts, and we're going to get into that as we listen to it. I think it's such a sonically arresting, stunning album, really. I mean, I think this album is, I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out there. I think this is one of the best sounding jazz records ever recorded, live or otherwise.
I couldn't agree more.
I
couldn't agree more.
Okay, so I'm not as controversial as I thought.
So let's check out the first track. This is the stunningly beautiful, the unbelievably gorgeous, and by the way,
one of the great starts to an album too.
You and I are both a sucker for the ballad start.
Yes.
Which takes guts to do.
Sue us. We're introspective, romantic gentlemen.
Yeah, you typically, when you're putting together a set list for an album, you think, oh, let's hit them with something bouncy, something catchy.
Skitty-liddy-da-pow, skitty-liddy-da-pow.
But people like Bill Evans, Miles Davis, Brad Meldau, even, they love to tear your heart out first. This is My Foolish Heart. That first cymbal swell, you know?
And the second. Oh, what a great Paul Motian choice to delay the snare drum time.
Yeah.
Oh.
The swirl that comes in.
Yeah. But Bill Evans gives them a space to make that decision.
There's lots of space in this
And it's a good decision. It's a good decision. This is like jazz piano trio breathwork,
It is.
all of them.
And again, a bold choice for an opening track.
Yes. I couldn't imagine this record not starting here. Scott LaFaro, he was very young on this, right? He was 25. So stunningly patient and sparse, notes at the right place. Sounds like an OG.
Yeah, I mean, we should mention here that Scott LaFaro would die in a car accident 11 days after this recording. So he was 25 years old. and this would be the last recording he would make. And who knows what would happen, because you mentioned the Patience.
Yeah.
His soloing on this album, and actually his whole career, but especially with the Bill Evans Trio, was like some of the most prodigious bass soloing ever.
Yeah.
And it's a big what if in the music. It's like Clifford Brown and a few other folks that we've lost way too early, where it's
Lee
like,
Morgan.
what would have happened?
Yeah.
What would have happened?
Can we go back and just listen? I know we've got a great 6 tracks. I'm so like on the vibe on this, but can we listen to the beginning? Because this is kind of just the very first couple seconds. Yeah. This is a little bit of, we've had a couple records. This is a stunningly beautiful start, I think. Such a vibe, but it's a little bit of a sloppy start, right?
Oh, I love sloppy start. Yeah.
Yeah, which as well as it's recorded, as well behaved and quiet as the audience is, you kind of feel the audience, but you don't really hear them like some like, you know, like at the Pershing in Chicago with a mod, like that crowd was loud. The Black Hawk.
Yeah, you hear a couple little like clearing of throats, but not
right. But it's
not like
very classical.
Dishes clanging like at the Black Hawk or something.
And especially knowing how close everyone's sitting.
Yeah, that first.
It's a little sloppy, right? I love that. It's not all super, but that sets the tone for how they're going to play the rest of the set, actually.
Well, so this atmosphere that you were mentioning, like the bad coffee house jazz, the AI jazz, this is what that is kind of programmed on.
It is programmed.
You know? And it's a real shame because it'll never get
No.
to the sort of like the graininess that is on this trio at all times. And the
because it kind of
humanness
takes what it perceives maybe as the idiosyncratic elements of this. And it's like, oh, that's part of it. Like with not hitting that one. And then it'll do it at weird times, you know. It's like 3 people walking into a room. You don't just walk in a line together. That's weird. You kind of like, you each have your own personality. Yeah. So it's not about bum, bum. Like it's sort of bum, bum.
Yeah.
Oh, well, man, it's great.
I mean, what's the adjective that describes this trio? Conversational. Right? Yes. That's what everybody always says. It's a conversational style of the trio where each member has equal weight to contribute to it. And just like a conversation, I mean, we never talk over each other. Everybody knows that.
I was going to say, they don't converse like we do. They listen to each other. Who are you, by the way?
Yeah. But it's true. Like, there's going to be, you know, not perfection. It's not like a scripted... You know what I mean? Like where it's like
a perfect album.
You ever see Bad Shakespeare? No, you
No.
ever see Bad Shakespeare where it's like everybody is so perfect with it that it doesn't feel like it's actually happening right now? It's like really good acting where it feels like you're sitting in on a private conversation.
Yes.
That's what this trio feels like.
And it's very informal, but because the quality level is so high, I think that makes it even more exciting and not jarring that it's not perfect. It's like the individual... you know, high level of just executing on their instrument. I mean, Bill Evans, piano, I mean, it's, you know, his touch.
Absolutely.
Scott LaFaro, Paul Motion, with like, because the playing is so great, they can be a little bit more informal. It's not like we have to line right up because we're not, there's a subtle, casual confidence that comes across individually, but even more so, 1 + 1 + 1 = 300, you know? The new math.
That's great jazz musician math. What's up, everybody? Adam here. And if you're digging all the great music that we listen to on the You'll Hear It podcast, and you're feeling the itch to dust off that instrument in the corner to learn some of these songs, we've got you covered. In my new ongoing course, The Players Club, I take songs right from the You'll Hear It podcast and teach you how to play them from scratch. And you're playing along with recordings of these great songs. No matter if you used to play years ago, but you want to get back into it, or you're starting from scratch, we're going to get you playing some of the greatest music ever made. Join us at the Players Club. Click the link in the show notes to learn more. Now back to the show. Next track is the title track, and this is...
That's the hit, baby.
It's the hit. This was composed by Bill Evans for Bill Evans' niece. Now,
wait, Miles Davis didn't compose this one too?
No, Miles Davis did not compose this one. You know, have you seen there's a trailer for a Bill Evans movie coming out right around now, actually. And there's a great scene where he's telling his niece, I wrote a tune for you.
Right.
And it was his niece, Debby, and this is called Waltz for Debby.
Again, not perfect. A lot of Brubeck influence on this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
The phrase, is it in time? Is it rubato? It's loose?
Bill Evans known for this style where he's shadowing everything he's doing with his right hand with these chords in his left. Not this exact like motion,
right?
But he sort of has this implied left hand.
Oh, you can hear all that great bass.
And the harmonic colors are coming from French Impressionists, Debussy, Ravel. Now we're going to ditch 3/4 time into 4/4 time.
And I love that little segue. They don't go right into the time accurately until Paul Motion comes in. But that's a great little connector from the 3/4. Like they're kind of like, and again, it's that quiet confidence to be like, oh, we're going to get there. It's good. We're implying the swing. Now they're all up in it. I've always felt like this is the melody that, like, this is the composition that a lot of jazz musicians wish and think they could have composed.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, damn, why didn't I think of that?
I mean, I wish Bill would have composed more tunes that sound like this, honestly. This is, I think, his greatest composition. He's got a lot of great ones. So he's starting to do that shadow thing with his left hand. So expressive.
Oh, those chromatic.
And you can hear what Scott LaFaro's doing here. I mean, he's like a counterpoint.
Yes. Yeah. And even like doing those triplets coming up.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. Now he's billing it. Right?
I love the composition of this tune too, because like the sort of middle section of each uses the same secondary dominant in fourth patterns, but uses different root movements, like where it starts once from the seventh of that A to the third of the D to the seventh of the G to the third of the C, and the second time it's like the third of the A to the seventh of the D. Like it flips the bass movement, and if you're into counterpoint nerdy stuff, it's so cool.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
Nerd. Great bass solo here.
I love the way they just, like, at first you're not even like, is this a bass solo? He just eases his way into it.
Well, because he was playing up there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's how he eased himself in. And Bill Evans and Paul Motion are, like, it sounds like, oh, they're dropping, like, they're coming down in volume, but they're playing, especially up before this, a lot for a bass solo, and it works. That conversational.
Just a note here that Bill Evans is playing rooted voicings underneath the bass solo.
The only time it's fully legal in all states.
Really the only time he ever did it.
Right. That's true. It's not a...
Sick.
Yeah, and I think that, like, this, even going into the bass solo, this sound, and I think I'd like maybe it'd be a good time for us to start kind of exploring sonically how this was captured as a live record.
Yeah. Before we get off Waltz for Debby, you mentioned that it was a hit and that it was very influential. A lot of different versions of this. This is Bill with Cannonball. Have you ever heard this version?
Yeah. This
Great
is from,
version. I'm going to skip ahead.
Cannonball's Riverside record.
It's an incredible version of the song right around this time.
Yep.
You ever heard this version?
No.
A little later, a few years later.
Is this Natalie Cole singing it, perhaps? What's going on?
You'll recognize it as soon as
I'll hear it.
In her own
Johnny Hartman?
Johnny Hartman.
Oh, I've never heard this. But you know it's him.
Come on, man.
So good.
populated by dogs.
Yeah, these lyrics are actually decent.
Who are the lyrics?
I'm blanking on who the lyrics are by, but they're beautiful.
Hendrix, maybe?
Yeah.
And I've got, play one more, and then I've got a version that you're not familiar with. It's an actual edible version, but we'll talk about that in a second.
This is from the Bill Evans Waltz, the Bill Evans Tony Bennett album. This is Tony Bennett.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Incredible track.
Oh, Bill.
In her own sweet
Tony Bennett kills this album.
Yeah.
We should actually do this album.
Oh, it's a great album.
Unbelievable.
Great cover. One of the most iconic great covers, the Beards.
And a big purple bell.
Gene Lees wrote the lyrics.
Lives my
So the other version I was going to tell you about that I used to enjoy, Little Debbie Snacks. Do you remember those?
Next up, we've got Detour Ahead, which is
shout out Hostess,
which is a tune by Lou Carter, Herb Ellis, and Johnny Frigo.
Oh, this is such a great song. Billie Holiday singing this, incredible. From major to minor. The lyrics to this are incredible. Detour ahead.
This you can hear some clanking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're in a live setting on this one.
I think Bill Evans' lyricism of his lines, even when he's playing chordally, it's kind of like that's a big influence on all of us, you know.
Back phrasing.
Yes.
Fore phrasing.
Yeah. Right, which gives it that song. And I think for your casual listener, it's such a great thing to enjoy. It's just kind of like, even if you don't know about art, you go to the art museum, like, damn, that's a beautiful painting. Why? I don't know. It looks nice.
It just sounds nice.
It does sound nice.
Yeah, you mentioned the lyrics.
The lyrics are stunning.
Yeah, there's a great Billie Holiday version. There's also this version that I like.
Smooth road.
Oh, yeah. This is Ella.
Clear day. But why am I the
Herb
only
Ellis?
one traveling this way? How strange the road to life should be so easy. Can't you see the detour ahead?
Great tune. Great tune. Next up, this became a standard because of this album. And this was a standard back in the day, but I think when people think of My Romance, they think of this particular version. The voice leading is so incredible.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that? There's a great book it's an old book that my high school band director gave me called The Harmony of Bill Evans by Jack Riley. It's a very like intellectual book on Bill's harmony and his melody writing.
Yeah.
But his process for learning a tune would be to just first like learn it on the piano in 4-part chorale voicing with the melody and like he's improvising a hymn essentially with very, very simple changes and then build his voicings upon that.
Yeah.
If you do that, it's so funny. It's like when you do the counterpoint Fuchs book or whatever, Fuchs book.
Yeah.
You sound like Haydn. Like you do that, you kind of sound like Bill Evans.
That's right.
I mean, you probably don't swing like Bill Evans or have like his technique or anything, but you're gonna, the voicing starts.
But it's a little window into his.
The voicing start compounding on themselves. Yeah. My Romance is incredible. And, we mentioned Scott LaFaro before, Peter, and I just want to take time. So this is when the bass and the drums come in on My Romance. Check this out. No piano here. We took the piano out. Isn't that crazy?
It's shockingly busy when you hear it, like Scott LaFaro. That's why he was such a master of like putting that stuff, listening as he's playing, right? He's fitting that in. Like there shouldn't be room for all that.
It works so well.
It does. Man, this bass and drums, I can tell you from being on that stage for many sets of the Village Vanguard, and in the audience, bass and drums, this is exactly what it sounds like on the stage. That's why I'm saying
tonight it's going to sound like this.
Yes, but I mean, just like this is, and there's been some incredible live at the Vanguard recordings, and a lot of people think, oh, it is not an easy place to record. Well, you can screw it up.
You've got a good one.
Yeah, there's a lot of, it attracts great engineers and great groups, but to be able to capture that. Now, some people, it's too dry. Let's be honest. Some people hear this and they're just like, it's bland, but
it's perfect.
Yeah, maybe nobody says that.
Nobody says it's the shape of the room is a wedge triangle shape.
Yeah. And
it's got low ceilings and there's a subway just to the right and below it that sometimes rumble through. And the stage is elevated slightly on one side, but then near the drums, there's a ramp that goes.
There's seating over there by the drums. That's what I'm saying. Like, and this sounded like from the piano. Yeah. Over by the drums is a different sound. Like this sounds like a stage sound.
I know. I told you once I got to see Paul Motion's trio there.
Yeah.
And for some reason it wasn't very crowded on like a Monday or Tuesday night or something. Sat right in front of his kick drum. It was unbelievable. It sounded just like that. It actually sounded just like that.
Paul Motion from an Armenian family. Oh, Philadelphia.
Hey.
Yeah, there you go.
Here's you were on at one point the Marianne McParlin show on NPR, and so was Bill Evans. It's something you and Bill Evans, not only have you guys recorded
both
albums.
own pianos too.
Both own pianos. But this is Bill talking about Scott LaFaro.
It's funny, it seemed like you went into a whole other phase when Eddie came along because after you had Scotty.
Yeah. Scotty.
Like that was kind of, like you went right along, but that must have been a terrible loss at that point.
It certainly was, and some things you think are maybe once in a lifetime, and I thought certainly there's no way to compare, anybody else with Scott. It was a once in a lifetime thing.
That's true.
But I have had marvelous experiences with other bass players. With Eddie, certainly.
Yeah, he's talking about Eddie Gomez, and you can just tell in his voice.
Yeah.
Even this decade later, when he did this interview, that how much Scott LaFaro meant to him. This next track, the fifth track, is going to sound familiar. It's Some Other Time, but if you like On
New
the Town, New York City, hell of a town.
Right.
If you like Peace, another Bill Evans composition.
Two spellings.
Going to sound familiar. If you like flamenco sketches,
that's right.
From Miles Davis, it's going to sound familiar. Bill loved that intro.
He did. Yeah. He loved that major seventh up there.
Leonard Bernstein loved that flat seventh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Just gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, so good. So do we have on here, I should know this, but that's why I show up to the pod sometimes, to learn from you. And then we get to learn sometimes from the comments.
Thank you so much.
I know they did like matinees and I think 3 sets, and I think it was like a 4-set or 5-set, maybe even day, because they used to run a lot of sets.
I think it was 4 sets.
4 sets,
I could be wrong, but I think it was 4.
Like maybe 2 in the afternoon and 2 at night, or 3. It might have been 3 at night.
I want to say it was 4, but I could be wrong. Someone knows about that.
this, I never really knew this. I probably read it on the liner notes, but it was part of the joys of coming up and listening to this music in like the early 80s, mid 80s when I was like getting into jazz. And I remember having this record, the LP, and whatever you read on the back is kind of what you read or you're listening, but your imagination runs wild because we don't have Wikipedia and all these different things.
No, we did not.
But I always felt like, because I know they did a lot of sets, like 4 or 5. I mean, actually, the first time I played the Vanguard, we did 3 sets, like a matinee, 2, and sometimes 3, 9, 11, and 1 a.m.
Yeah.
What you know about that?
Yeah.
And I know because they got 2 albums from this one day.
Can you imagine people going to see something at 1 a.m. anymore?
I know.
Even in New York, they don't do that anymore.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it always felt like this was taken from a number of different sets. You know what I mean? I guess it's all the ballads and all the things.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was placed together in such an interesting and intelligent way as an album. Yeah. It doesn't feel like one set. It feels like one endless kind of lazy afternoon at the Vanguard or
but
something.
This, you're right. This is definitely like, they were like, let's make a rainy day album. Let's take all of the songs that make us feel like,
right.
You know?
Sad boy.
Little sad boy, Bill.
But always with that optimism, like with his voice and with the lyricism. It's such a vibe.
Hey everyone, taking a break real quick. We throw around a lot of music theory terms here in the show. If you're Googling things like, what is a triad?
Hold on, I'm Googling. What is a triad? Okay, go
Or
ahead.
what is a Lydian chord?
How do you spell Lydian?
You know how to play that, bro. Good news. We have all the answers for you in the liner notes. You'll find the liner notes companion guide with clear, simple explanations of the concepts we explore in this episode in the episode description. Download the liner notes for this episode for free today. Except for, Peter,
yes,
our last track,
okay,
which is a bit
exactly.
of a banger.
That's what got me thinking about it. I'm like,
Milestones is the last track on this album, and it is a burner.
Yeah, lifts you up. Woo.
I love the take on this so much. It's so unique from any other version of Milestones.
I know. It's very theatrical. It is. Very theatrical. Especially for just a piano trio.
I transcribed a bit of Bill's solo when I was at Lad from this one. Actually from a couple of these on this album, but the bass though.
Yeah. And Bill playing everything long with the big chords.
And
it's like a Broadway shout chorus or something, you know. And motion is like, give me the motion. Woo. Major 7.
crunchy ass chords. Right?
That's very like moving into Herbie Hancock.
Yeah,
right?
very Herbie-ish. Yeah.
And then with him kind of swinging out here, but without LaFar being straight into the doom, doom, the walking bass, gives it this ethereal kind of, and motion's in there already, you know. And I think that allows Bill's solo to evolve in a way. You know, he's still holding back there. Oh, I see why you transcribed this. Yeah.
Isn't it embarrassing when you listen to some of your first transcriptions and you're like, oh, I still do a lot of that stuff?
Yeah, man, that's a beautiful thing. Chromatic
going up. I think it's going up a diminished scale, honestly.
I think he just went up half step above, didn't A flat minor?
Oh, like going up G minor and then A flat minor.
And that diatonic chordal movement, that's so Bill, right? Very influential. Woo! Yeah, I think this is another thing. If we were to isolate the bass, you'd be shocked at how much he's playing. It's never obtrusive, though. The left-hand melody. Man, there's a lot of freedom in the way they're playing, too, as a trio.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's not like solo starts. It's like you're easing your way. It's a vibe.
Man, this is fun. Let's do some categories.
Okay.
So
how about some categories?
Categories. Let's play a game.
Okay.
Desert Island Track or Apex Moment. What do you got, Peter?
Well, I think it's kind of one and the same. Detour Ahead is definitely my Desert Island Track. But this whole record, I mean, you obviously, we always say this, you can't go wrong. I feel like the entry point of Detour Ahead, it's just always so stunning. The patience, like the apex is actually at the beginning, like right when they come in. So I'm a little bit cheating, but how about you?
My Desert Island Track is definitely Waltz for Debby. I think it's the best track on this album.
Are you okay? You're out there on that limb. You're going out on that limb. Are you sure you're okay?
I told you. How many times do I tell you? I'm a pop guy. I like the popular stuff.
You know what's interesting? Waltz for Debby has never been like the be all, the bee's knees, the be all end all for me of Bill Evans or otherwise. I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's not, I mean.
All right. Okay.
Sorry.
But my apex moment is Bill Evans' solo, the start of the solo. Bum, boom, boom of Milestones.
Oh, yeah.
Those like pedals, CGC kind of thing. I love that so much.
That's great.
Quibble bits. What do you got?
You know what? I don't really have any for this record. I would say.
Do you have any hot takes?
Well, okay, I'll fold a little bit of a quibble bit. And I had debated earlier, and I decided I wasn't going to say it, but then I didn't. I want to be, I want to be honest and just say, I do, as much as I love the sound on this, I do feel like it's a slightly thin piano sound, but it's so accurate for that room of other records I've heard from around this time. This was not the apex moment for Steinway's at the Village Vanguard. I do know that, for whatever reason. Like when you listen, I think that there's perfection on the drums. I think in terms of how it's recorded, the sound of the instruments, the tuning, what Paul Motion's do. I think Scott LaFaro's bass, it's one of the greatest like recorded basses. And I think the piano is great, but it's got a little bit of like thin, I hate to even say tinny, just little things around the edges that I feel is not quite perfect for a piano sound. Bill's just killing it so much, it's not a problem to save it. But am I off base on that though?
Maybe.
Okay.
My quibble is that, and I know this was like the intention of it.
Yeah.
One more burner. I could
have gone
one more.
Maybe
Bill
bookend
Evans,
it. Maybe bookend it.
Yeah, something.
I love the way it starts though.
I do. I know that's the thing.
And that sets the tone.
It's kind of perfect how it is, but
and it's a short record. I mean, it's
short. It's just 6 tracks.
Yeah.
Accoutrements. I'm gonna put a 7 here. Out of 10.
I'll go 8. I'll go 8.
Like the cover's cool, but it's about all there is. Is it better than Kind of Blue?
No, but it's got some similarities to it.
No, it's not. But you're right. This will be interesting. The Snobometer has been.
Snobometer is back on 5.
It's back on 5. I'm going 6. It's a little snobbier than that.
I mean, it's the least snobby of Bill Evans records, and Bill Evans may be one of the least snobby jazz musician, right?
Maybe.
Maybe. You know what's a snobby Bill Evans record? It's a great one, Live at Montreux with the castle on the front.
That is snobby.
Low on accoutrements, although high on, I love that.
Live in Argentina, even snobby.
Oh my God, look at him. He's snobbing it up.
Up next, I'm going to put Standards Volume 1. Keith Jarrett. We talked about that, how it's like this obvious influence. But I think if you listen to this album and then you listen to Standards Volume 1, you're having a good Sunday afternoon.
You are. Yeah. I'm going to go crazy on this one. You're going to be shocked.
Okay.
Up next, Bill Evans live at the Village Vanguard.
That's
same day.
The dumbest poll you ever had. Record on the same day, it's obvious.
I mean, on Spotify, he's going to play it next anyways, unless you stop it.
Man, this is awesome.
Okay, you know what we have here? This is going to be fun. We talked about at the beginning about how people can send in a question.
Yeah.
Or it's mailbag at you'llhearit.com.
That's absolutely correct.
Right. You can write your question. You can send a video. You can send it. Because we're doing a mailbag episode coming up soon.
Yeah. You can go to you'llhearit.com and leave us a voice message, or you can send your email to us at mailbag at you'llhearit.com.
Yeah. And we also are still collecting ratings and reviews. And we always love to read these. And this one, I'm going to read this one here. We don't have a name on it, though. Oh. So I think, though, it may be your mother or my mother. So if it sounds like Mrs. Manis or Mrs. Martin, both avid listeners. Or as we call them, Mom and Mom. Absolutely wonderful. I love this pod and am overwhelmed as a new listener. Oh, no, this couldn't be them. They're not new listeners.
No, they've been listening for a decade.
At the Deep Reservoir, incredible topics you cover in many years of episodes. I can't say enough about how much you're doing for the jazz and music in general community with Open Studio. That was a hanging participle. Thank you so much. And please keep this train going.
Choo-choo! I know this wasn't my mom because she didn't mention to stop cussing, which my mom definitely would have said.
Yeah. Well, we have another one for that, but we're not going to read it.
Till next time.
You'll hear it.